Hey guys, Kate here. I'm here today with my August wrap up and September TBR and what I'm going to be watching. August was a good reading month. All my TBR for August was The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, historical fiction set in Texas during the Dust Bowl, Artemis Fowl, The Atlantis Complex. I listened to the first two books in the series on audiobook, and I'm going to be starting the third today. So, I'm really enjoying the series so far. The Undomestic Goddess by Sophie Kinsella, 5-star book, contemporary romance. And I had Divide and Conquer by Tom Clancy. I'm waiting for a copy of the first book in this series to come to the library. So I'm going to read the first book then. I also had Blaze by Stephen King and Richard Bachman. I got about 30 pages into it and I DNF'd it. I just could not get into it. I also had The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I DNF'd the book, but I listened to the audiobook also. I really enjoyed the audiobook. The narrator did a fantastic job. And I had Matilda. I gave that book 4 stars. And I gave that book to my niece. I liked the movie better, but I gave the book 4 stars. That book was by Ronald Dahl. I also read a couple of arcs this month. They were my first by these authors, and I enjoyed them immensely. One was published on the 13th of this month. It was Grease, actually, by Sue Roberts. It's set in England and Greece. Contemporary romance. What's not to love? Highly, highly recommend it. And the next 2 books I'm about to tell you about don't come out till September 7th. And I highly recommend them. Put them on hold at your local library or pre-order them now. It's Paper Airplanes by Tabitha Forming. It's about 9/11. Highly, highly recommend it. It'll make you cry, but highly recommend it. The other book that comes out also on September 7th is The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. That was my first Lisa Jewell book, and I highly recommend it. I can't believe I have not read none of her books yet until now. It has all of the twists and turns, and it will leave you on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what just happened. I read the arcs of the Do Over Date box set by Susan Hattler. Steamy, hilarious romance novels. Highly recommend. Books 1 through 5. And I read The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. That does not come out until September 28th, but highly recommend. It's set between Atlanta, Georgia, and Tarboro, North Carolina. Okay. I also read More Than a Story by Scott Crepane. I gave that book 5 stars. I've had that book for a while, and I put that in a little free library for someone else to enjoy. I also read Misty of Chickatee. Oh, More Than a Story was a nonfiction. Misty of Chickatee is a children's fiction by Marguerite Henry. Good book. I also put that in the little library for someone else to enjoy. But I really enjoyed that one too. Alright, Girl, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. Another nonfiction. And it was a 3-star book. It was pretty good. I put that in the little free library for someone else to enjoy as well. I started Dream Lover by Virginia Henry and Daddy by Luke Duran. I'm going to be finishing these in September. Okay, onto the library books. Not library book, but I'm going to be finishing, and my blog, my review will be up on my blog about this book soon. Writing the Age by Michael S. Tobin. Greenleaf Publishing sent this book to me complimentary for an honest review. Right, and this book is good so far. I would recommend it. Okay. Okay. I read The Wright Brothers by David McCullough. I gave that book 5 stars. That was my book club book at my local library. I read Exit by Belinda Bayer. It's a thriller. I gave that book 5 stars. I read Bait and Witch by Angela M. Sanders, a cozy mystery. Gave that book 5 stars as well. I gave a lot of books 5 stars. Talk Bookers to Me by Kate Bromley. Romance. Highly, highly recommend. 5-star book. The Plot is Murder by V.M. Burns. Cozy mystery. First book in the series. I Listened to The Cousins by Karen McManus. Thriller. 5-star audiobook. Highly recommend. I read Fangs, which is a graphic novel romance by Sarah Anderson. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite. But to all who like it, you guys are awesome. I read The Woman Outside My Door by Rachel Ryan. Highly recommend that thriller. It will leave you on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what happened. And you'll never guess who it was. I read Wolf's Mate by Celia Kyle. A shifter romance. Very, very good. Highly recommend. 5-star book. Read The Disability Experience by Hannah Laura Levitt. A non-fiction book. Very good. Highly recommend. I read A Cat on the Case by Clea Simon. Cozy mystery. I think it's book 2. I recommend reading the first book to get to know the characters better, but still a very good book. Highly recommend it. Take It Back by Kia Abdullah. Y'all, if you have not read it yet, go get your hands on it now. It's a good book. Very twisty. You know, it's just so good. I read Shipped by Angie Hockman. 5-star book. Highly recommend. It is another romance book. I listened to Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I gave the audiobook 5 stars. The audiobook is good. Highly recommend it. I read Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. It was another graphic novel, but I gave it 3 stars. I couldn't really get into it. I read Party Games by R.L. Stine, 5-star book. I listened to When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi, book club book. I'm a local library pick for September. This book is good. I'm also in the middle of Don't Stay Up Too Late by R.L. Stine, but it's another 5-star book. I'll finish it later tonight. So I would recommend that one. Or I recommend pretty much anything by R.L. Stine. Okay, on to what I watched for August. I watched Les Miserables, 5-star movie. I watched The Nightingale. That movie is sad but good, 5 stars. The animes that I watched for August was Hunter x Hunter and Akame ga Kill. I gave both of those animes 2 stars. I watched Bunheads. I gave that show 3 stars. Bones, 5 stars all the way. Little Fires Everywhere, 5 stars. I watched Bridget Jones' Diary and Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason, 5 stars for both of those movies. Notting Hill was my romance, or my other romance for August. That movie was pretty good, so I'm gonna give that about 4 stars. I watched Princess and the Frog with my niece, and also I watched The Croods with my niece. Both of those movies are 5-star movies. Highly recommend them if you have not watched them yet. I watched Tiger Cruise. Highly recommend it. I love that movie. It'll make you cry, but so good. 5 stars. I rewatched The Proposal. Gotta love Sandra Bullock. I love her movies. And Betty White. Awesome. I watched The Impossible. That movie, y'all. If you have not watched it yet, get on Netflix and watch it now. So freaking good. Based off real events. Okay. I watched Monsterville by R.L. Stine, Cabinet of Souls. That movie was good. I can't wait to watch another one. R.L. Stein. I also watched Bake Squad, that cooking competition. If you like cooking competitions, watch that one. It's so good. Okay. I also watched The Upside, Deep Blue Sea, and those two movies are 5-star movies, for, on my opinion. The Upside has Kevin Hart. Highly recommend it, as it is very good. The Girl from Nowhere, I thought was a K-drama, but it's actually a Thailand drama. It's weird, but good. It's about a girl named Nano. I don't really know how to describe it, but she is a good character. Okay, on to what I'm going to be reading for September. I done 8 spins for September. These are the books I'm going to be reading. Chinese Cinderella by Adeline Yen Ma, my nonfiction pick for the month. The Haunting of Hillside School by Christina Gregory. Frigid by Jennifer L. Armentrout, my romance pick. My second mystery thriller pick, The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Excited to read that. My fantasy pick, Mart by PC Cast. This is book 1 of the Night House series, or House of Night series. Okay. Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Saving C.C. Honeycutt by Beth Hoffman. And The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I enjoyed this movie, so I plan to rewatch the movie after I finish the book. My library picks for the month, I chose 3. Book 1 is By Book or by Crook by Ava Yates. Cozy mystery. All of these are cozy mysteries. Murder in an Irish Village by Carleen O'Connor. My pick was An Ale of Two Cities by Sarah Fox, but I'm going to reread Wine and Punishment before I get to that one. Okay, what I'm going to be watching for September is my Hulu picks were Hell's Kitchen and Spirit. My romance movie picks were Ghost and the Titanic. My anime picks was Blue Exorcist and One Piece. My K-drama pick was My Only Love Song. And as soon as I finish the last song by Nicholas Sparks, I'm going to re-watch that movie. I'll be back with another video soon. Bye guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out a lot. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back again with another video soon.